About how people just like me go through many obstacles in life, but how they still manage to find the light at the end of the tunnel, even if sometimes life seems really hard and like there's no end to the pain. But somebody once said to me that the light at the end of the tunnel could be a train coming your way. However, let's not be pessimistic and believe that the light is actually something positive, such as happiness. Now, you may think that I'm only 16 years old and that I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I think that it doesn't matter how old we all feel the same way when we lose somebody who we love, and I think we all know how it feels to get back on track and how hard it is to get there. Now, when I was 9, my dad and we moved from Germany to Thailand to live here with my mom. And after moving here, I was really happy because finally my family was complete, and I was with my mom, who I hadn't seen for 5 years, or I did see her, but only for a few weeks at a time. So everything seemed like it was okay. However, at the end of 2007, my mom died of cancer. 2007 must have been a really hard year for my dad because he knew that my mom was in a state of cancer which was not curable anymore. However, he did not tell me because I was only 10, so I think there's no parent in this room who would tell their kids that their mom is going to die, because that's not what you do. You tell your kid everything is going to be okay, even if it's not. However, sometimes we need to learn that we want everything to be okay, but it doesn't turn out the way we want it to, and sometimes things just go wrong. So when I was 10, I had to learn that even I wanted my mom to be okay, she wasn't going to be okay. But what I'm getting at is that the day my mom died, I got into a fight with her because I had quite a lot of fights with my mom. I'm really tempered, and my mom was really tempered, and you know how it works. Well, the day she died, I was in the hospital, and I asked her if I could go to school because I was really tired of seeing the same 4 walls. And a hospital is depressing. I think most of us have been there, and we know how it smells, how it feels to be in there. So I asked her if I could go to school to see my friends and just to forget about it for a while. But my mom felt like I was abandoning her, and for her it felt like I didn't love her enough to stay with her and to take care of her. But I was a kid, so I got really mad, and when I'm mad, I say stuff, and I mean a lot of stuff, which I really don't mean most of the time. But I walked out of the room and told her just to die already. Later that day, my dad got a call from the hospital telling him that my mom had passed away. So now, even years after, I still feel guilty about those words because I never had the chance to take them back and to say nice things to her. So I think what I learned from that day is that in the future, I want to think about what I do, and I want to be able to fix my mistakes if I make some. I'm not saying that we shouldn't make mistakes because obviously we learn from them, just like I did. But I really thought a lot about it, and I also asked myself questions such as if I was a good person for saying things like that, and what would have been if I didn't say those words. And I also wondered that maybe if I had said something else, like something nice, maybe if I had stayed in the hospital that day, if my mom would maybe have lived longer. But I don't know, because it's just what-if questions, you know? They just go around your mind, and you will never really get the answer for them. So all we can do is keep wondering. But now, I believe that it taught me something, because my mom's death and the last encounter I had with her taught me that for the future I can make a difference if I'm just careful about what I do. And it taught me that I can be a good person if I want to be one. So then, I don't know why, but the winter months of the year are really bad months for my family because people tend to die around this time, and from my family, of course. But last year in October, my grandma also passed away. She had moved to Thailand to live with us, and I was happy while she was here because finally everyone who I held dear was in the same country as me, and I really loved my grandma. She was great. However, after she died, I didn't really break down. I didn't cry like what you're supposed to do when somebody dies, because I felt like I had to be strong for my dad, who had been strong for me my whole life. So I think it was a good choice I made, because I took care of somebody who I love. However, it wasn't really good of me to break down my feelings, to suppress my feelings, and to not break down and cry, because now my emotions coming out, and it's kind of a sensitive topic to talk about, so I'm sorry. But what I'm trying to say is that I went through a lot in my life, and I think that all of the things that happened to me were things that taught me to be strong and to do things that other people may not have the strength to do, because I think when you're hurt, you do weird stuff. So 6 months ago, something happened to me that made me really sad. So I let all of my suppressed feelings out, and I kind of went crazy. I did weird stuff. I pushed my best friends out of my life, and I went to look for a new friendship circle. I think that's what we all did before. We go look for a new friendship circle. And it wasn't one of my best ideas, I admit that now. And but it taught me that I am actually really happy with who I turn out to be. And it taught me that my friends are really my friends. Because after I realized that I changed just to be with some other people, I went back to them and they said, it's okay. They didn't even like punish me for it. They just said, oh, it's okay. Like, we all have those moments. So I believe that the people who we should depend on are the people who accept us the way we are. And in my only 16 years, I have learned that we shouldn't depend on others to make ourselves happy. It also comes from within. We have to believe that we can be happy and that there's happiness to come. And I think that we should all know that it doesn't matter what happens to us now or what happened to us, but it will always make us into the person who we are today. And if we change something, even if it's just a tiny choice or a big thing, we wouldn't be the same person as we are right now. So I want everybody to know and to believe that appreciate what happens to you, even if it's hard and even if it hurts you. Because if it didn't happen to you, you wouldn't be the amazing person you are today. And I also want to say that I'm maybe not grateful for all the pain I went through in my life, but I am thankful in some kind of way, because if I didn't go through that pain, I wouldn't be standing up here today and talking to you guys and sharing my story. And I wouldn't have the ability to inspire people to go on and to believe that there's happiness. So my message for you guys today is appreciate what happens to you, and just think there's always going to be a brighter future. And if the stuff that happened to me didn't happen, then we wouldn't be having this conversation today, and I wouldn't be the same person I am. But I am happy to be who I am, so thank you.